Rogue. 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 Rogue.
Hello, it is Awalisimo and Katie and Rogue. Are you okay? Am I muted?
No, you're fine. You're good.
Gave me a weird look.
Sorry. My audio went wonky for a second. I was like, it was definitely my audio because I have my headphones on right now. So
Gotcha.
I just put them on. So we're good.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody who is here today. And all of those people are exactly one.
Who doesn't need to be here because he finished his fucking book today.
Very well done, Steve. Very well done. Hugely proud. Hugely proud. It is almost 2 p.m. where I am. I am meant to attempt a 5K day today, and I have written 0 words so far. So I'm going live. I am not at home, and I do not have my computer charger, and my computer is at 87%. So that is why the title of the stream is Going Until I Hit 5K or My Computer Runs Out of Battery. So we're going to be doing some sprints. And instead of my classic 45-15s, oh shoot, should I do a pop-up stream in the Discord?
I already did it.
Thanks, Katie. You are a real one.
It's literally 5 seconds ago, not even.
Thank you. But yeah, I am going to try and hit 5K, but because of the battery issue, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do 20-minute sprints just across the board. And at the end of every sprint, I'm going to check in with my battery life and see how we're doing.
Nice.
And Katie, the reason I asked you to be here today, not just to be my moral support, because I know you're watching an F1 race right now, but I was also wondering if you would be up for doing the timers as a way of preserving my battery life, because if I'm doing the timers, then I'll run out of battery even faster.
Yes. Do you have a preference for what timer you would like, madame?
Well, I'm going to be working on an About You, so if we could do some of the Hex Hourglasses Yuletide timers, that would be such a slay.
Yes.
Also, we have an Ash here. Hello. We've had some people drop in. Say hi if you're here. Hi, Ash. How are you doing? Hopefully you're in the mood to do a little work. And yeah, Katie, other than F1, what could you potentially be convinced to work on today?
I'm going to be most likely working on book 2. I am almost done with a chapter. I have like a scene and a half to write. And I had a small idea for something. So I was like, I might just like throw something together, just kind of throw it out down on the page and then try to forget about it. So
yeah. Oh my gosh, Kit is right there with you, Katie. Kit says, I'm 25% here and 75% watching F1. Sayla is here. Hi, Sayla. Everybody's congratulating Steve for finishing his novel. And this is such a crazy fact here. Only 3% of writers who start their novel finish it. Is that not crazy? I do wonder, though, if like, you know, I have finished a novel I've started, but I also have several novels I haven't finished. So am I also included in that statistic? Or is it like 3% of people in general who want to write a novel, only 3% will ever finish one versus like all the novels started, you know?
Oh, I think it's the first one that like a lot of people start novels and then never finish them. Like I imagine there are more than one.
Like never finish.
Yeah, I think that's what I interpret it as.
You are one of the 3% now, Steve. Congratulations. You deserve all the applause because it's so exciting. Sayla says, thinking about working on my Supernatural Dean Castiel inspired story idea for May. I love that, Sayla. Also, sorry, self-editing. I am participating in a challenge and I'm not yet at liberty to say who's hosting the challenge, I think, but there's something happening this month called 75 Booked. It started yesterday, but basically the whole thing is just do an hour and 30 minutes of reading every single day for 75 days. So if anybody wants to join me in on that challenge, I did a long drive yesterday, so I already got my first 2 45-minute chunks in. And once I hit the 5K today, I'm going to go home and continue chunking it up.
not chunking it up. Oh no.
Anna, what are you doing here? You also just
Oh,
finished your
Anna.
book. Guys, Stieg, I love you. And Stieg just, I want Stieg, well, how do I say this without insulting Anna? I'm just like, it's not surprising to me that Stieg is here because Stieg is part of my soul. But Anna, why are you here, babe? Not that I don't adore you, but don't you want to rest? Don't you want to celebrate? Don't you want to relax? Hi, Susan. Welcome. Oop, no, not Castiel, whom I love. Cassie was Dean's first love. A black girl. Oh my gosh, with the son who was like kind of cool. No, wait, that wasn't that chick. She wasn't black. I think I know who you're talking about though. But Cassie, okay, good to know. Good to know. See, Nana, take a break. Stay with us for the summer. We can go upstate. Okay. Anyway, Anna says you're keeping me company while I make coffee. How long does it take you to make coffee? Don't worry, the laptop is slammed shut. Okay, well that's good. I also have coffee here.
Nice.
I am at my co-working space. And I am in one of the fancy meeting rooms. Like you guys, the way
Yeah, like the background is kind of giving.
Look at this. Like I am in a
wow. Wow. That is so girly pop.
But it's because it's the weekend. So normally these rooms, to like reserve them, it costs like, well, so for your membership, you get 10 credits every month that you just automatically get. But then you can buy more credits and it's about $10 per credit. And I think this room is like something like 12 credits an hour or something like that. So I'd never be able to sit in here normally, but because it's the weekend and nobody's in here, I can just sit in here unless somebody comes in and tells me they booked it, and then I'll go. So I guess that's the third possibility. We're going until I hit 5K, or my computer runs out of battery, or I get kicked out. So there you go.
One of the three.
One of those three. Sayla says, lol, yes, I was thinking about Hamilton when I wrote that. When I typed that, I was on your wavelength. Susan says,
there too.
Katie is a vibe, and Wallace is chairman of the board.
I literally was like, I popped in. I was like, oh, I just have my camera on so you can see how cozy I am. Because Wallace called me. She was like, do you want to go rogue? And I was like, I'm like really cozy right now. She's like, I'm going live in 5 seconds. I was like, okay, bestie, give me.
I said 54 seconds. First of all, I gave you almost a full minute.
Whatever. The point is, I came on and I was like, yeah, I just had my camera on so you could see how cozy I was. And I was like, then I turned off. She's like, no, you can leave it on.
I mean, what is writing if not these two moods? Truly.
Yeah. Either businesswoman or just full caterpillar.
And you know what's gonna just chap my gears? That's not the right phrase.
Okay, sure. Let's go with it.
You know what's gonna chap my gears?
Yeah, what?
It's chat my ass or grind my gears.
At least you didn't say grind my ass.
No, the thing I'm rolling with it. I love it.
Roll it.
To chat my gears is the fact that even in your current position, you're still probably going to get more words on this stream than I am. So.
Shut up. I am not.
Oh my gosh. Kit says, it's fine, Wallace. If someone had booked it, just invoke squatters' rights. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's giving there are two wolves inside you. I actually just posted on Threads, which, by the way, I'm trying to be more active on Threads. If you guys want to follow me, I'm Wally Smo. I'm pretty sure I'm Wally Smo _rights on Threads too. So, but I literally posted on Threads this morning, and it was true. But I said, hey, can you take me to my own profile, please? I said, there are two wolves inside me this Sunday morning. One wants to attempt a 5K day in my manuscript. The other wants to stay in my PJs and watch vlogs of Emirates cabin crew on YouTube. All right, guys. Shall we, Catherine? Because right now my computer is at 84%. So we've lost 3% already. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yes, the beginning of this race has not gone well for my
fave, but I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. He's fine. He's still in the race, but anyway, it's fine. We're fine.
Okay.
It's a long race. So.
It's true. Will you get a timer up, please?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will.
In 20 minutes, please.
20 minutes.
Hi, Wendy. Welcome.
Wendy. I love you, Wendy. Love everyone else who's here, but I also, me and Wendy are in a similar vibe in writing.
Mm.
So here we go.
Oh, the orgasm witch. Fun.
That's what I was going to say. We're going to do the orgasm witch first.
Good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go, everybody. Happy sprinting.
Good luck.
super excited to find out what the celebration has been about, Miss Catherine.
Sorry, my favorite driver just took over the lead.
But how long is the race? Like, does that mean anything yet?
It's better that he's leading, yes. Because he has a faster car than the person he took over from. So,
Okay.
you know, and it's just anyway. It was very exciting. It was a very exciting like 5 or 6 laps where he was trying to get past, and I was like stressed the whole time.
Gotcha. I'm glad
But
that he's doing well.
it's still stressful. Okay, there's rain coming, and rain and F1 cars do not go together. So
There's rain coming. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
How long of a race is it?
it's about an hour.
Okay. All right.
How did you do?
I did okay. I'm just still working on the absolute knot that is chapter 2. This thing that I have knotted and unknotted and knotted again. But I got about 30 words, which I know is not a lot, but that was my intention. I'm now near the end of where I had gotten, and I suspect I will be able to do a pretty significant copy and paste in the next sprint. So that could get us a pretty chunk of 500 words or so. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm happy with it. That 20 minutes was good, and I stayed focused the whole time, so that was good. Steve, I believe he left us, so I hope he has a great evening celebrating his phenomenal success today. Lavender's happy, wishing for another stream. There was some F1 talk. Jess came in and asked if Katie was napping, but then Sayla came to your defense and said no, she's watching F1.
I wish. I'm far too stressed to be napping.
Becca says hello. Hi, Becca. How are you?
Bye,
Stu, hi. Susan says, no words yet today. I spent yesterday in the mountains. Lovely. Oh, heaven, which means all weekend tasks have to happen today. Next sprint, I swear. Yeah, I hear that. This 5K day was supposed to happen yesterday, and today was just supposed to be a 200-word day, but I had to end up swapping my days because I was so unexpectedly busy yesterday. I didn't get home until like almost 10 p.m. and I was super tired because I'd been driving for over 4 hours total, and it was crazy. So I feel you, but I'm in the opposite as you, Susan, where I spent this morning doing like chores and stuff, getting my apartment kind of clean, taking out the trash, dishwasher, etc. And now I'm trying to write. Although I've told myself to not do that. I've told myself I'm supposed to write before I do anything else, but I just didn't work today, but that's okay. I also went out for brunch. I went to a Creole, New Orleans style brunch place, which was lovely.
What'd you get?
So I considered getting a beignet, but I knew I wanted something sweet, but I also wanted something with a little bit of form to it. So I got the pain perdu, which is like their French toast, but their pain perdu comes with a single cooked egg and fresh fruit and a huge, and I mean huge, like this big, spicy Cajun sausage. And I wanted that for
delish.
And I'm really happy I did that because even though I had French toast and obviously there was a praline syrup on it and it was delicious, because of all the other stuff, all the protein and stuff, I'm not feeling like I'm crashing after such a
good
meal. So yeah.
That's very important.
Kit says, I have never known it rain so much around the Miami Grand Prix. Oh, is this happening in Miami?
It is indeed. I know it's usually a very dry race. I mean, because it's Miami, but they had a storm yesterday and they had a race yesterday and it was chaos. And now I'm like, oh God, this race is going to be even more chaos.
Oof. Well, this is why I don't watch F1 because drivers literally do die. And I just don't find that entertaining at all. That the stress of that is horrific to me. That it's giving Coliseum vibes to me a little bit, Miranda once said that the risk of death is part of the entertainment, and I just have never been able to relate to that ever. As soon as that becomes a real thing, I'm I'm never gonna support this. I'm so sorry.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, and I do not blame you at all. I think that's an incredibly very a valid and extremely rational take, but.
You love it.
I love the cargo zoom. And it's not because of the death thing. Honestly, if drivers died more frequently, I don't think there's been a death in a very long in Formula One, it's been almost 10 years. In the other Formula One, I think there was one.
No, I thought people died like every year.
Oh, no one's died. I think the last death that I can remember, not remember, like that I experienced it, but the last one that I know of, I think was in 2019, and it was in Formula 2. But oh my, oh, thank fucking God, he finally got the overtake. Sorry.
You're good.
Been watching him try to take an overtake for like 4 laps. Anyway, the last death in F1 was in 2016, I believe. So they don't die as much. Like, there's been a ton of safety regulations. The cars are super safe. They have a ton of barriers. And like the cars, when they crash, like they're meant to crash in a way that they do not hurt. Oh,
Okay.
God damn it, just gave it back. So no one's died in F1 in over 10 years, in almost 10 years.
That's actually good to know because
if they died, like if someone died like last year when I was watching, I would no longer watch. Like,
Okay.
no way.
yeah.
I'm attached to these people like I am like with my tennis players.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like I know people die in sports, like it's a physical activity and people can die, but I thought that death was like built into racing.
It used to be 100%. Like a ton of people that used to die every year, but that they've done so much to improve the cars. They put so many safety measures on,
Yeah.
and they've improved the way that it is, and the way they crash. And yeah, no one has died, I don't think, since 2019.
It's really good to know. Becca wrote a page in her screenplay. Very well done, Becca. Wendy, I have 2 scenes left before the epilogue, and I just started the first one. Oh my gosh, everybody's killing it, like for real. Jess says, no judgment on napping. I didn't get out of bed until 2 p.m. today. Writing with Red, hi, says, no words today, all photo editing and book cover design. Oh, I love that.
Ooh. Can we get a sneak peek in the Discord?
Ooh, I slept in really late for Me Too. Missed Anna's stream when I wanted to be there to see them. I thought that said see them flesh for a second. I was like,
not flesh.
See them finish. It was a wonderful stream. Highly recommend the replay of like the last chunk just to see the celebration because it's so fun. It was really good. In fact, it was so good that the praline syrup has made it into this scene. I'm like, she's got it. I want her to do something over this whole plate. And because here's my canon for this chick. She thinks she's gonna die, so like she's not trying to eat healthy.
Yeah.
Like that's just not her
who
vibe.
cares?
That's just not her vibe. So it's literally every meal could be her last. So she's like anything she wants, she does. The only thing that she does like consider is if the meal is gonna prevent her from being able to do something else. Like if there's a plan that she wants to do and she's worried like it's gonna make her crash and stuff like that. So she does try and eat in the sense of like, you know, giving herself the right energy for the day so that way she can enjoy the day. But she also, she'll eat the donut. She'll pour syrup over her protein because why not? F1, the modern day gladiator matches. Sayla says, it's like me watching UFC. I like to see men punch. That's literally, I would say boxing is the number one sport I do not understand. Like I cannot emotionally relate to that sport at all. I find it actually horrific. Like I am a, Bridgerton era prissy little lady being like, this is bullshit. But like I, as someone who's so anti-confrontational, I know that there must be like a, in most people who enjoy boxing or wrestling, I know there must be some sort of like like instinctual response. I don't know, to like seeing combat occur. But I like, it's just pure violence. I don't understand it. And I would never get excited by it. Like I would just cry and like close my eyes the entire time. Kat says we've come a long way in safety. So deaths are a lot rarer now. That is nice. John said, I used to get that anxiety when I religiously watched snowboarding. It's so nerve-wracking. Just hoping Berkeley landing. That is true.
Yeah.
Fred is going to pop in the Discord, making only blurb adjustments on the current one, so the art is done.
Ooh.
I have a black belt in karate, so combat sports just tickle my brain. It's cathartic. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is Wallace wants to bring in ultra-competitive fencing and croquet to fit the Bridgerton vibes. I mean, I like tennis because I think tennis is a form of combat, but where your job isn't to try and physically hurt your opponent. I don't really like football for that exact same reason. I don't like tackle football. Like I watch football because I'm from Dallas and it's part of the culture, but I don't love it. I don't like seeing players get hurt and then rolling around in agony and all the amount of bones that snap on live television and then they show the replay over and over again is
Over and over.
truly insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like a dignified sport.
And to be fair to F1, just to put it out there, the point is not to hit your opponents, to hit the other people in the cars. Like, that's not really the point. Like, it's just like that does end up happening because there is like you can hit. It's possible for them to hit.
Yeah.
The point is not to hit people. That's
It's not bumper cars. It's not bumper cars.
It's not bumper cars. They're not made for that. They're not supposed to do that. Like, there's like a whole like, you know, you do hit somebody, you end up getting a penalty, and then that hurts you more, even if you did gain an advantage. Like, so. But it does also happen. So like, I do understand your position. I'm just not wanting to get into it because there is like that worry of, you know, cars hitting and then someone getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know? Just because they don't die doesn't mean they don't sometimes get hurt.
Yeah. Well, and
like,
that's the thing. It's not even about cars hitting other cars, but it's about them taking a turn too fast and rolling, and then the fireballs and like literally like you could literally watch somebody burn to death on live TV. Like, that's insane.
That almost happened in I think 21, but he survived. He survived. He got out of the car. So it's rare, but it does happen. But it is, yeah, I completely get it. I do not recommend F1 to many people, you know, like I don't recommend you getting into the sport.
Oh no, I would never. Yeah, the idea of it's a feeling of sense and control of your body, knowing you have this ability, and the only real way to test that is against another person. But yeah, the damage it does is stressful. I just don't find joy in pain in any form. Like, one of the worst things I think about sports broadcasting is once there's a victory team, they then focus on the players that are sad. They like show players with their heads down and sad. I'm like, don't show me that. I don't want to see that. I have never taken excitement from seeing pain. And so, yeah, that's why I think for the most part, the only sport that I actually find enjoyable to watch is tennis. Because I feel like I've gotten really lucky and have not ever witnessed an injury, because I know that they do happen, but it's a non-contact sport, and I can, as soon as the match is over, I can turn the thing off and I don't have to watch the sad person. So I can do that with football too, but a lot of times the team knows they're going to lose early, like 5 minutes before the game is over. And so they're showing the players with their heads down and stuff like that before the game is actually over. So.
But like the unique thing about tennis is that you watch the loser, like at least in a final, they give a speech at the end too. And I feel like that doesn't often happen. I mean, that doesn't happen in F1. It doesn't happen in football. It doesn't happen in basketball, like any team sport. Like, you know, the loser has to give a speech before the winner. That's like, is something that is kind of interestingly unique to tennis, of like, the loser can't just leave if it's a final. Like, they get their finalist trophy and they have to like talk for a minute or two.
Yeah, no, that's tough. Lavender says, I've done martial arts a lot, and the fact that you can get hurt is part of the appeal to me. It kicks your brain into a fight or flight mode. That means you can't worry about all your bullshit. The thing is that martial arts, like as a participant, as a practitioner of martial arts, like I could see the appeal of it, but it's being a spectator of that. That has always just been so weird to me, to like find entertainment of, I mean, I don't know. I guess on every level, sports cause pain and stuff like that. And every spectator is consuming this form of performative violence. But like, I think the thing about boxing for me specifically is that all the performance is stripped away. Like in the way that football is still violent, there is this non-violent goal. But with boxing, it's just violent, right? There is no goal other than violence. And I just, like every time it's in a movie or something, like from, you know, the Victorian era or anything, I'm just horrified every single time. And by the cheering crowd, it makes me worried for humans that like we get so hyped up about that kind of exhibition. Well, and golf. I'm actually such a huge fan of golf. Miranda makes fun of me so hardcore for it, but I'm like, girly pop, like.
It's a very Wallace sport. It's very Wallace coded, you know?
No, like I just love it. I love the commentators for it. I love the sounds of birds chirping. I love the views. I love the outfits. Like I actually really love golf. But the main reason I love golf is because my dad watches golf, and that's how he and I spend Father's Day together, is I will watch the US Open with him. So I just have a lot of memories of watching golf with my dad. But yeah. But see, this is the opposite. I like to watch golf. I can't stand playing golf. All right. Speaking of not at
What's
all.
your battery at?
Yep, it's at 71%. So we've dropped by 15%, but we've had a little chitty chat. So that's been a big part of it. But let's go ahead and get into the next sprint because I want you to be able to focus on your race and I want to be able to start getting good chunks in, good chunky chunks.
It's actually calmed down quite a bit while we've been chatting. So there was like one moment that I was like, oh God, but we're fine. We're fine.
Lavender says, I disagree. Boxing is a competition of skill, just like all martial arts. A lot of people are interested in seeing very skilled people do it. That's fair. And I've never actually witnessed a boxing match in real life. It's just the way I've seen it portrayed on in movies and stuff like that, is that it looks like the thing that's being celebrated is violence, not skill. So that's, but again, maybe I shouldn't, I don't know the nuances. Like everything is nuanced. I'm a big believer in that everything is nuanced, but
I mean, it obviously takes a ton of skill to be good at boxing. I think.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's.
I don't think you're saying that there's not a ton of skill involved and that people would enjoy that. It's just that you can watch other sports because there's an ulterior goal.
Yes.
Whereas the goal for boxing is to knock somebody down and knock somebody out and hurt them enough that they can't get back up again.
Yeah.
And that's not for you. You're not saying that it doesn't take a lot of skill to do that, because it does. Yeah. Have you ever punched somebody? It's fucking hard to do, and you oftentimes hurt yourself.
No, I'm not trying to say that. No, you're so right. I'm not trying to say it's an unskilled sport. I definitely think boxing athletes are some of the most athletic people. But yeah, the point of the sport is disagreeable to me. The point of it, the spirit of the sport, I find disagreeable.
Yeah,
so
it's just not for you. Yeah,
golf
isn't for me.
And I will say this: it's not even the athletes I have issue with; it's the spectators of the sport. All right, sorry to anybody who's a big fan of boxing. Say this specifically, I'm sorry, but it's just, I
imagine a lot of spectators have also participated in some form of it, potentially, or some form of martial arts, or some form of boxing, self-defense kind of vibe.
Maybe.
I think a lot of spectators as well, especially some of the spectators I don't like are the ones that bet on it. And they're looking to make money off of human violence, which is what I tend to have more of an ethical problem with. But
the sport itself is trying to make money off of human violence because you sell tickets.
But yeah.
But I know you have a specific thing about gambling in general, so that makes sense.
I do. I am very anti-gambling, to an insane, unnuanced degree. So we can't get into it live.
That's some personal trauma that we're not going to unpack today.
It's not even trauma. I just have a very specific opinion about it, and
no, that's it's like me and adultery, right?
I'm also that way about adultery. But
no, but it's like that thing where it's you understand that there are nuances to it, but you're I just don't care. I get it that there's nuance, but not for me. I
get that other people think there are nuances.
Right.
I just don't understand them and refuse to engage with them. And luckily I don't have to. 90% of the time. 99% of the time even. I could just stay away from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does come up in these specific instances where I'm where I happen to accidentally mention sports betting.
Yep.
So that's just
all right.
Okay. We ready?
Yes, let's go into it.
Another about Yule.
You're not sharing your screen, babe. I'll just do it. Don't worry. But Catherine, let me do it. Thank you. Happy sprinting, everybody.
There we go. How'd you do?
I got 699 words, or well, I'm at 699 words for the day.
Ooh.
But
All right.
a chunk of, sorry?
Go ahead, continue.
I was just saying that a chunk of that was a copy and paste, but I finalized my little touches for chapter 2, and I left myself comments about like revisions I'd like to make, but that I don't think are so critical that they're gonna like have ripple effects. Unless I like sit down and figure them out. It's more of just like add another moment here with this character so we build them up or da-da. And then I have started chapter 3 now, and I am let me put myself on do not disturb, sorry. But
I didn't disturb you.
no, you're good. I was getting a text, and sometimes when I get a text in that specific group chat, I start getting lots and lots of texts.
It's a group chat, so like everyone else is responding. Gotcha.
Yeah. But I started chapter 3, and I think I mentioned this a while ago, but I've decided to have a quote like at the start of each chapter, but the quote is from in universe. So I'm not like quoting real quotes.
Okay.
It's like I will say the quote and then I will say where it came from, like a letter from Sophie Burns to da 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 da, you know.
Oh, I like that.
And the way I'm using them right now is I'm just realizing that I have a lot of thesis statements in this story, and I sometimes find that, and a lot of the thesis statements are things that Sophie believes at the start, but then she is corrected on throughout her journey. But I realized that like it was going to start sounding a little preachy if I just had her going around just being like thesis statement, thesis statement.
Yeah.
Thesis statement. And also I was like, this doesn't really feel like her, like in these last few months of her life, like I'm not sure she would feel the need to defend her choices and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing the quotes, is that I'm picking quotes, or I'm creating quotes, I should say, that I feel are both a good drop for the reader to know, okay, this is something Sophie believes, this is a piece about her character, but it also is a intonation of what's happening in the chapter. So for example, and I will read you the quote I wrote here, because the chances that this actually stays the quote for this chapter are so low, so I'm fine sharing it. But this is chapter 3. She and her uncle are about to go to the bookstore that is owned by our main male character. And the quote at the start is, the context is that it's a letter that she wrote to her best friend, Ezra Parrish. And the quote is, "I like to walk and simply change direction with the wind. Let the universe guide me to places I'm meant to see, to people I'm meant to meet."
Ooh, I love that. Oh, that's so good.
So that's it'll definitely change. I'm just writing. It's almost like I'm writing myself a thesis statement. I'm telling myself a reminder what this chapter is meant to be about. So yeah. And then I just got like kind of the vague opening vibes of chapter 3, but that's good because now I'm not staring at a blank page, and hopefully on the next sprint I can go in. And also I am at 60%. So we're draining about 10% per sprint, which feels fair. But I definitely don't see myself finishing 5K while we're live. But I did say going until I hit 5K or my computer runs out of battery. So I kind of think we got to commit to that bit, which is why I'm glad you're here, because I'm not, when I'm at 2%, I'm not going to get up and be like, I'm going to drive home. No, we're going until I hit 5K or my computer
dies. Which does give us about 2 hours, actually. I just did the math. If you're losing 10 per, probably a little less than that, because we're also chatting, but like
we can chat quite a bit. Yeah, that's
10 per 20%, or sorry, I said that wrong way around. 10% for 20 minutes gives you about 2 hours of sprinting time to do before you die.
Oh, okay, that's legitimate.
If I've done math correctly, which I probably haven't, but
I still don't think though, like, if I can get lucky and get 500 words for each of those. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, how many 20-minute sprints do I have left then? 6. So then we're looking at me potentially getting upwards of 3,500 before my computer runs out.
I just typed that.
I think that's right, because 6 divided by 2 is 3.
Why is my 6 not working?
and it's 500 in
So yeah,
6,000. No, 3,000.
3,000.
But I already have about 600. So
Yeah. So you'll
okay,
get close-ish.
okay.
And we could always, when you get home, we can always just make a new live.
Well, I mean that's true. Yeah.
Because I feel like the bit should be that once your computer dies, I just end the stream. even if we start one like 20 or 30 minutes later, like this one has to end when your computer dies. Like, I feel like it's part of the bit.
That's legitimate. I think that's fair. I'm glad everybody is here along with us for this ride. All right, let's see how everybody else did. Grape dropped in and asked if we're going to still be going in 30 to 40 minutes. Depends, Devasia. Depends on if I hit 5K or if my computer runs out of battery.
I think definitely, because she sent this like at the beginning of the
That's true.
sprint.
Right now we're only looking at 20 more minutes before she can return. So Lavender got 1,000 words for the day. So proud of you. Great
Amazing.
job. Wrote a page and a half. Very well done, Becca. You are killing it. Wendy got
How
200.
close are you to the end of the writing your script, Becca?
That's a great question. Wendy got 250 words. How's the race going, Katie?
It's going well. It's evened out. We've been losing rookies left, right, and center. Not for any, like, they haven't crashed or anything.
Oh.
One had crashed early on in the first lap, and then two of them, their car died. Third one, or the fourth one, I guess, was involved in the crash and had continued going, and his car was fucked up. So four of the 5-6 rookies are out. So that's kind of funny to me, but
wow, that's rough.
It's evened out. We have, let me do some quick math here. 14 laps to go, and my favorite driver's in the lead. So everyone cross their fingers for me.
How many minutes does it take to do a lap?
Hello?
How many minutes does it take for them to do a lap?
Sorry, my headphones just fucking.
Okay, well, while you do that, I'm going to do this. 200-ish for Susan Monroe. Jessica says, I joined at the end of the sprint and I'm crocheting a border, so I'm going to keep working on it. Good job. Wendy, my focus was definitely challenged because I can feel myself being afraid to write the scene and get it wrong. Oh, that's so true. Just, write it and then write it again in a different way and then see which one you like better. And that's part of the experiment. That's what you're telling yourself, right? The first time you write it doesn't mean the scene has to go that way.
It doesn't count. It's just, you're just writing it to, it just doesn't count.
Ash says, almost done revising chapter 4. Next sprint, it should be complete and I can move on to my second chapter revision for the day. Yay! Wendy's audio is stressful. Is everybody else's audio okay? Do we sound okay? Sayla looked at fonts that sprint. Very intricate working. That is so true. Kit says, don't mention the race Ferrari or making calls I don't agree with. LOL.
Yeah, I feel bad for Kit. I'm not a Ferrari fan, so.
Oh.
But there's some drama going on that I don't.
Ooh, drama. Okay, I mean, can we make this next sprint 25 minutes because I do need to go to the restroom?
Sure. Oh, I just went back the wrong way.
Oh.
Pop it up whenever you're ready.
Let's do it. Will your race end within the next 25 minutes?
I can't do math. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll see you when you see you.
Yep.
This is a really long 25 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes. that's the end of the sprint for real. It was definitely 25 minutes.
Why do
Uh-huh.
you say for real? Was it for fake before?
She kept adjusting. I thought I was going crazy.
Nothing happened. Nothing at all. No.
Did you want to win-win?
Yes, Devesha, our boys won.
Wait, who won where?
Oscar won and Lando came second.
Oh, Slay.
And they won by over 30 seconds,
Damn.
which
Wow.
is a lot. It's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, usually you're telling me like he lost by like a millimeter of a millisecond. I'm like, I don't know how to quantify that, but okay. But 30 seconds, I know.
Yeah, dominated, destroyed. It was epic. It was lovely. It was wonderful. Anyway, it was literally there were like 4 minutes left, and the race ended, and I was like, we're gonna be chatting, and they're gonna be doing interviews and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch the rest of this post-race stuff, and then let it end, and we did. So, how many words did you get, Ms. Mo?
Well, I'm not counting words of sprints. I'm just keeping track of my total for the whole day.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
So I am
How many
at
words do you have? Yeah.
I'm at 1377 for the day. 1,377. I mean.
Ooh. I was about to be like, damn, was a very good sprint. I guess the stream's ending.
Yeah, but there was no copy and pasting in that last one. So, I did have a good thing. I'm in chapter 3. I'm like questioning everything again. I'm like, oh, this was so much more entertaining when it was from Ash's perspective. I'm like, where's Sophie's voice? Where is her humor? Where is her hilarity? But I just have to remember that stuff comes off so strongly in chapter 1 because I've literally written chapter 1 probably 8 times. No joke, 8 times. And this is me laying the groundwork because I've never written this chapter from Sophie's perspective before. So it's okay if it feels a little flat right now. And the other beautiful thing that I can remind myself is that literally no one has to read this version, that like I get to do hopefully a whole other edit of this before I send it off. Whereas like before I got my extension, that was not allowed. I was like, what I am writing is what Melissa's going to read. And I think that was one of the reasons why I was like dealing with such intense pressure. So I'm just trying to like, at one point I was like, ugh, I got the stickies where I felt like the chapter was too sticky. And I was like, ugh, I just want to go for a drive. I just want to go. And I'm like, no, you're trying to get 5,000 words today. And the nice thing is that tomorrow is just a 200 word day. And so you can literally get those 200 words by editing this chapter tomorrow. And you don't need to write a new chapter. You can just rework this chapter and add in stuff or take stuff out that you don't like. So, so yeah, it was good. Devesha, how are you?
I'm doing A-okay. I got off of work and then I went and did something, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I got gas. Oh my God. Gas was $2.65 at the station I went to. And I was like, I think I might be a reward member because I think I signed up on my way out of Chill Coffee because I think it's a Speedway. And so the guy was like, hey, give it a try. And then it was like 5 cents off. So I only paid $2.60 a gallon for my gas.
Nice, Devesha. That's really nice. Gas is something like 3 something here. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. That's a really good money saver.
And now I'm eating a grilled cheese.
Yum. Classic grilled cheese, or like, is there anything in addition to your grilled cheese? Like, do you put in bacon or anything like that?
Oh, nothing inside. I am dipping it in my tomato soup.
Gotcha. Sayla got 429 words and a walk with the doggo in that very normal 25 minutes.
Very normal 25 minutes. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Lavender said, perfect timing. Great, because it was constructive. I got my little table lining up, romancing the bee, and saved the cat. Susan got 700 words. Susan got 700 words. I stopped at true 25 minutes to do other tasks. How long was it actually? That was a great 25 minutes. Brent.
Let me go look.
Lindsay says, howdy, listening to you guys while I pack for my writing retreat. Where are you going? Who are you going with? Where are you going? I want to know all the fun stuff. I do try to think of my writing as layers, the way colors are layered in film, each layer creating more depth and detail, because I know I'm not going to get it all the first time. That's so true. Also, I am at 38%. So.
Okay. Well,
What?
I said, oof, you're at 38%.
38%. Yeah, I don't know if it's an oof. I'm just letting you know. Like with that, we knew I was gonna get low. That was the point.
I know, but it just feels so fast. It feels so fast.
I mean, yeah, because I was at 87% when we started this. I was at 87%. It's been 2 hours and I'm about halfway down. So
Oh, excuse me.
very good.
How many percents do you have left?
Wait, what? How many percents? Oh, I've got 37% left. So
And how many of the chapters that you have to? Wow, I can't English right now.
you're
How
good.
many chapters do you have to change into Sophie's point of view?
So just this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was doing my right from any chapter kind of drafting back in January, I kind of almost exclusively wrote Sophie's chapters, which is why I'm thinking this book is not meant to be dual POV, which is why I'm going back and I'm changing the chapter that was in Ash's POV and changing it to Sophie's. So that's why. But yeah, just this one, thank goodness. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. I technically have the chapter.
That's not true.
No, I have another chapter from Ash's POV actually, but that chapter I actually think is going to be easier to change because, and honestly, it's that chapter that is the reason why I want to change from dual POV to single POV, because I think Ash's reactions in that chapter as he learns information about Sophie would be so interesting to see from Sophie's perspective, because I want there to be that mystery of why is he reacting in this way. Versus if we're already in his head, we understand exactly why he's reacting the way he's reacting. I mean, even if he doesn't understand why he's reacting that way necessarily, but like the reader can infer. So, yes. Okay. So Lindsay says, just me, Brian, and the dogs in a cabin, 3 days in the Appalachians. Phenomenal. The sprint was 45 minutes. Wow. Oh my gosh. I want to know. I want to talk to him about his Baldur's Gate vibes. I want to know. Okay, hold on. What else are people doing? So Becca wrote another couple pages. I think I'm going to do what I did at the writing retreat and make a write 10 pages a day goal. That way I'll be finished with a rough draft at the end of the week. I love that. Melissa is here. Hello. Stuck in the airport for the next 3 hours because delays in New York. Sorry. Time to write. Welcome.
Sorry.
As the title says, we're doing roughly 20-minute sprints unless someone goes really rough.
And there should be no rogue. This is a rogue stream, but what I was doing is over. So
That's true. That's true. We're doing 20-minute sprints and we're going until I hit 5K for the day or my computer runs out of battery, and I'm currently at 36%. So, and I'm currently at how many words for the day? 1,377. Wendy shut off all those background processes. I don't know what that means.
I think that's you. Shut off all your background processes. So you.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh yeah.
Shut off Steam. And then everything else, I think I'm just going to keep it open because I think it's going to use up more energy to actually shut it down than to just leave it, because it's just like my calendar. I don't think that's taking up a lot of vibes. Lindsay says he's playing his D&D character, an angsty 16-year-old Dragonborn wizard. Wait, Dragonborn is playing the Dark Urge? Is he specifically playing the Dark Urge? Because that's intense. I've never had it within me to play a Dark Urge run of Baldur's Gate. I can't do it. Oh my gosh, there's a Voodoo Donuts in Boulder. How funny is that? I didn't know there was. That's cool that there's one at whatever airport you're at. They are so good. They're also they're like famous for having their little cock and balls Voodoo Donuts where it's filled with cream. It is what
as it should be.
I think there's one in Atlanta too.
Oh, there's one in Atlanta too. Well, if you guys ever come on to visit me, we're definitely going to Voodoo because they have the banana cream pie one that slaps so hard.
We also, next time Devesh is out there, which I'm also going to be there because Devesh is coming out to see you. I'm coming out to see you. Yeah. We need to go to the baked cookie shop too, because I've been craving those cookies recently. I don't know why. The cookie shop.
Oh, Boulder Baked is really good. Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted me to say what the cookie shop's name was.
You're fine. Lavender says, "Oh, I'm doing my Dark Urge run too. Maybe you would like to redeem Dark Urge loss." No, because first of all, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Boxing. I've seen a lot of playthroughs of the Dark Urge, and I see how focused it is on violence. And like, and granted, I know Baldur's Gate is a violent game, but like that is specifically a violent run, even if you are fighting against it. And as far as I know, there is no way for you to do that run without, and I'm trying not to spoil anything, but without a certain character's death happening. And I adore that character, so I don't think I could ever play the run doing that. So yeah. Lindsay says he said he was going to do a Dark Urge, but then he ended up playing awesome so far. That's fair.
It's so cute.
My fave is the jelly-filled and staked voodoo doll. That's fun.
That's cute.
Got banana cream pie donut for husband. Good to know they slap. They really do. They really do. I'm obsessed with them. Yeah. Oh no, I don't want to.
You can do it. I'm going to my desk to write this sprint. So
Do you promise me this is only going to be 20 minutes? Because that one is really hard.
I promise. The Formula One race is over. It's
I
over.
know,
The tab is closed.
I don't know what else you're going to do. I don't know
I'm
what
literally going over to write. I just told you.
Okay. Okay.
Irrelevant to whatever is happening on screen. Are my crochet girlies or knitting girlies in the chat? I want to make my sorry, I was gonna say impending cousin, but that sounds ominous. My cousin that's yet to be born. I want to make her a blanket,
Cute.
and I want to know what is the best yarn to or the safest yarn to use.
You
for
should
a
have,
newborn.
you should also put this question in the crafting corner in the Discord, because I bet Marta will chime in, and she's like a professional. But Lindsay could also chime in because Lindsay's a big crocheter too. Although I don't know if Lindsay's made a blanket yet. Lindsay's like very proficient on little critters. So
She did make herself a cardigan.
Oh,
We
okay.
have Jessica, who has a baby.
Oh, Jessica's saying cotton.
Cotton? Okay. Is there a specific? Whew. Is there a specific brand you recommend?
Let us know. Chime in. Barnett baby blanket brand, Lindsay says specifically.
That's a tongue twister.
Oh, but I love that there is literally a brand of crochet yarn that is meant for baby blankets. It's so soft, she says. There you go. This is why we love our community, because ask and you shall receive an answer.
So true.
Oh my God, it's already 4 in the afternoon. What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
let's do it. 20 minutes. Katie promises.
I promise. I promise. I promise. No more timey-wimey bullshit. I promise.
Okay.
My hands are firmly away from.
I thought you were going to the desk, babe.
I am. I'm going to the desk during the sprint.
All right. Okay.
Go right. Go be happy and go be healthy. right. Into the sprint. Miss Mo, you look a little distressed. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm at 1,627 for the day, so didn't get too many words, and I'm at 26%.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah, I'm questioning everything, but I'm just gonna push through it.
gone.
I just like the other version of this chapter so much better. But again, I wrote that one 4 or 5 times. This is my first attempt at this chapter, and so I can make this chapter better too.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself of that. But yeah.
Exactly.
Also, at like 10 minutes left, I suddenly thought, oh, today's the first Sunday in May. It's Mother's Day. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't called my mom. I haven't got my mom a gift yet. Like, da, 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 da. And so I was picking up the phone to call my mom. Then I was like, let me just make sure it is next week. Second
Why is it next week? I thought it was the first Sunday.
Second Sunday.
Mm-mm.
Second Sunday in May is Mother's Day. Third Sunday in June is Father's Day.
Yep.
First Monday in May is the Met Gala.
Yeah. And today's May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yes, so true. Yeah, but sorry.
Oof. Big yawn.
Big yawn. I know. I'm the dream of hitting 5K today is slowly whittling down because we've been doing this for 2 hours and 40 minutes and I haven't even hit 2K yet. And it's not even like it's double-edged, right? Not even double-edged. Yeah, double-edged means 2 bad things because not only am I not writing quickly, but I'm not liking the words I'm writing. Like if I was writing fast, getting the story out, knowing it was rough, but at least the story's getting out, that's one thing. If I was writing slow, but I was writing intentionally and enjoying the words, that's another thing. But I'm both writing slow and not enjoying the words. So, I think this is definitely we're going to go until my computer runs out, and then I don't think I'm going to go live again. I think I'm just going to go until my computer runs out, and then that's it.
I think you should keep
writing when you go home, though, right?
What? Sorry?
You're going to keep writing when you go home?
No, that's what I was trying to say, is that this was like I was going to write until the stream ends, and then
you said you're not going to go live again, so.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. The impression that I would write while not live, it's like
no.
To me on a day like today, the two are intertwined. Like if I'm not live, I'm definitely not writing. So once we aren't live anymore, I'm done. But who knows? Maybe at 10 p.m. I'll do a cutesy little JK moment and go live again. I don't know.
Well, I still have words to get, so
that's true. I know there's a part of me that's like, ugh, now because the struggle I'm dealing with now is like I'm so distressed. Is that now I'm like, okay, how do I comfort myself? And so now I'm like, okay, as soon as my computer dies, I'm going to Sephora, or I'm gonna go like get a cutesy little goodie treat thing, and so I'm just like,
why is this something you need comfort for?
I don't need to answer that. The reality is I'm uncomfortable right now, Devisha. I don't need to justify it. I'm just uncomfortable.
I don't think this discomfort that you're feeling is. I think this is a good thing. I mean, it's your discomfort in writing, and sometimes writing is uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I'm uncomfortable right now.
I'm trying to say that I don't think you need a little treat because of your discomfort.
No, I know that. That's what
I'm reaffirming you. I'm reaffirming that you're correct in that, I think.
Yes. And that's what I'm actively trying to avoid. And I think the way I'm going to avoid it is by being like, you know what, just push through, get through this stream, get through potentially maybe be able to hit 2,000 words for the day. And then the way I'm going to take comfort is by then being like, okay, that's good enough. And because to me, the idea of like going to get myself a little treat is a way of like bolstering me to get me ready for a second half of the day. So, all right. So Selah got 224 words that sprint. Wendy says, I just wrote, oh wait, Katie, how did you do?
So I set up my computer and my laptop and obviously I'm sitting at my desk now.
Yeah.
Naturally. There's only 15 minutes left. So I was like, what if I just brain dumped the little bit of brain rot that I've had for the past couple of days? So I did that, and I put some pins on a Pinterest board, and I'm brain dumping the thoughts, and hopefully that will be that. But
yeah,
It was just the call of it was too strong.
That's fair.
Did you say next gen?
No, it's not next gen.
Is this brand new brain rot?
Yes and no. It exists within an existing series of mine,
Okay.
but is a new idea.
Okay. Devesha, how did you do during that sprint?
I looked for blanket patterns.
Oh, nice. I'm excited to see your creation for your impending cousin. Wendy says, oh my God, I just read the climax of the grand gesture moment and I'm so excited. It's so rough, but it exists. Good job. Lavender says, I'm now at 1368 and I'm figuring out the skeleton of my plot. We love that. We love some bones. Melissa says, got 301 words written very nicely, but got distracted by a very angry passenger complaining about the delays. I hope they're not like complaining to you. Are you just like sitting in the part of the airport where you hear those complaints? I'm also really sorry that you're so delayed. I hope you have safe travels. Jessica says, I finished the border and sewed in the end, so the baby blanket is done. Now I can actually write for the day. Lindsay says, oh no, you've Pavloved yourself into probably writing alive.
Yes.
Oh, I fear it might be true, Lindsay. No, that's not true. Did I go live yesterday? No. Oh, I didn't write yet. Well, I wrote 200 words yesterday, which is what was my goal because I had such a busy day. But did I go live on Friday?
Yes, you were. You didn't go live yourself, but you were with Grape and I.
Oh, okay, well, damn.
Lindsay, 110%. The only reason that I have gotten 36,000 words in a week and a half is because I've gone live so much. I fear this is the only way I can write this book is if live.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's.
Oh boy.
It works. Look, it works. It's the pressure of people being here. Okay.
No, it's the accountability. It's not pressure.
It's the accountability and the pressure too. There's a little bit of pressure.
That's true. I mean, accountability is a form of pressure. Melissa says we love a new shiny project. Kitty, no, Melissa, do not encourage her. Do not encourage her. What?
Yes, Melissa. We do love a shiny new project.
Melissa says I'm right next to the gate, so they hopped off their flight. I could move, but I found an outlet and I'm staying with it. Oh, outlets are so. You know, this stream would be totally different if I had an outlet. Honestly, though, I'm like kind of glad I don't because if like right where I am right now, if I had an outlet, I would just end the stream because I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling it. But because I'm like, you know, I'm at what am I?
Either you hit 5K or your computer runs out of battery.
I'm at 23%. And so it's sort of like that push to just keep going and just, I know it's really like, I was sort of like, this is kind of a brilliant setup. And I normally would like, then be thinking, should I just keep doing this? Should this be my writing process? But I'm pretty sure getting your computer all the way down to 0 is actually really bad for it. And you don't want to do that a lot. So I'm going to try not to do it more than.
We could try to figure out a simulated way of like you going until it hit 5K or something else happens, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the idea of the sprint, right? Is like going until the timer runs out, I guess. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like today, earlier this morning during Anna's stream, like she had her nail appointment. Like she literally only had 3.5 hours to get to the end.
Yeah.
So like she had to like write during those times. Like there's an outside timer on top of the actual timer.
Yeah. Sayla says sometimes you gotta let your gas tank get down to fumes. And you know what? This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this is just a low point for the day and that. Maybe something will happen within the next sprint and I'll get charged up again.
You could just click.
Yeah. And I don't think I'm hungry because I had a good brunch not too long ago. So I'm just not totally sure. I think this is what it is it's just bad timing because this is an important chapter. And I'm not that there aren't important chapters, but there are chapters that are going to be easier to write because they're more fun and games. And this is like an important character setup chapter and trying to get 5K on a chapter. Like I said, I feel like I'm rushing, but because it's an important chapter, that's slowing me down, but I'm rushing. And so the words aren't actually good or intentional. And I wish that I had hit this chapter on a 1K day for my ramp up week. So that way, you know, I could just sit with the chapter and really write it slowly and intentionally. And that's just what I have to remind myself is the way that I'm doing this is I am tracking my overall word count for the month, but in terms of like getting a 5K day or something, I'm not actually trying to increase my daily word count, my like monthly word count by 5K today. I'm just trying to write 5K today. So if, like, let's say tomorrow during my 200 word day, I first delete a lot of words, then I will start from that deleted word count and try and get 200 words. Does that make sense? So it's like, I'm kind of, I'm not explaining this well. My brain is going to crap, but basically I'm trying to say, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So
I don't know what you're trying to say either.
like, okay,
Just-
if I have 10,000 words in the manuscript by the end of today, I mean, I've got a lot more than that, but just to make numbers easy, right? If I got 10,000 words in the manuscript today, but then tomorrow on my I want 200 words day, I end up deleting like 1,000 words. So I get back down to 9,000 words. Okay. But then I write 200 words. So now I'm at 9,200. Okay. So that's fine. And then on Tuesday, which will be my first 1K day of the week, then my goal isn't to get to like 11,000. It's just to get to 10,200.
Okay.
Right. So I'm
I see.
not,
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
just
you're not really tracking how many words you're adding to manuscript. It's just there as like a goalpost for you to continue moving forward.
saying, yeah, to stay consistent.
Because like to stay consistent, because like you're, you know, as you revise it, if you chop out like the stuff that's miscellaneous, that you're like, okay, we this was just, you know, I wrote it to get in the flow, like I can get rid of them now. Like it's not hindering you in your tracking that, you know, you technically are behind. I get it. I feel okay. Now I understand. I thought you were saying the opposite, basically, that you were going to be penalizing yourself basically for if you did delete words. And I was like, that doesn't seem like a good plan, Wallace. But then I was like, maybe that isn't what she means. So now I understand.
Yeah.
We got there. Communication. You can do it, Wallace. Wallace, I believe in you. You can do it. You can absolutely do this. You're going to look at that manuscript in the eyes and you're going to write it. Because look, this chapter is so fun. It's going to be fun because she's in a bookstore. She's in a bookstore, Wallace, and she's talking to her best friend that she hasn't seen in a while. And it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be electric. She's seeing him for the first time. And what is she thinking? What is she feeling? She is so alive in her life that she is taking in every moment and she's enjoying it. Okay. Like, it's funnel in that enjoyment. It's not about the words, not whether they're good or not. You're just trying to invoke how happy she is that she is in one of her favorite places, a bookstore. There's a hot guy at the register and she is seeing her best friend and there's books everywhere. Just imagine how you felt.
This is what I'm trying to actually figure out with Sophie is I don't think Sophie's a reader because she's sort of like, she's like, I've got stuff to do.
Well, this is a thing to do. This is a thing that her uncle also loves is uncle to be.
I think I'm trying to figure her out because I think, I don't think she is a huge reader because it sort of felt like she's like, why would I escape into a fantasy world when I only have a limited number of days and hours in this world? And so like, she's not anti-reading. It's just not something she would normally do, but she is always pro aesthetic, right? She like appreciates a good aesthetic and the bookstore has a lovely aesthetic. So,
and maybe she's starting to feel like, you know, she starts to feel a little bit of sadness because she sees these people who are sitting in these really cozy chairs and they're wrapped up in a book. And she's like, I wish I had this time that like they do. And then she's like, no, I can't think about this. I can't think about this. I will not get to live a million lives. I must live this life and I will enjoy it.
Not a million lives, not a million, 1,000, a million lives. Is a book.
Sorry, not the book festival. Sorry. We don't have time to get into all of that.
Not related to that.
Thank you, Selah. I know you can do this. I know you like this. And like, just remember how you felt when you were in Beacon Hill. Because it is basically Beacon Hill Bookstore. Like you're invoking that. And she's seeing it for the first time. Remember how you felt when you walked in that door for the first time.
Yeah. That place was beautiful.
Although you're riding a high that Sophia's not riding because you had a book, you were at a book launch or a book tour stop and there were dozens of people there and it was amazing. Anyway.
But Sophie is riding a high that almost nobody rides, and that's the high of denial.
It's a river in Egypt. Sophie is in denial. Your husband
is gay.
I do my best. I do my best. Look, I'm trying to repay the favor. Wallace, Nevatia, and Stieg backstage and on screen as well have been dragging me kicking and screaming through my draft. I am repaying the favor.
All right, I am sub 20%, so we should probably.
Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. You're gonna do this, Wallace, and it's gonna be it may not be great, and it doesn't have to be, but you're gonna have fun, and you're just gonna let yourself have fun. All that matters. Okay, 20 minutes. Go.
Oh shit, my bad.
Right. Oh, good time.
No, I got it. I just was doing the math. I am at 2009 words for the day, and I just got the your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into a power outlet, which means I'm at 10%. Yep. So
10% left, baby.
10% left. I don't know how many words that was for this grant. I can't remember what I was at before, but
I think it's like close to 700 because I think you were at like 13 or 14.
no way, man. I did not write 700 words because I was going back and I was editing earlier bits of the chapter, so there's no way that was 700.
Whatever. Still,
You were
2000
at
words.
like 1,300 words.
What?
You were at 1,300 words at the end of the last sprint.
No, I was. No way I was at 1,300 words. There's no way I wrote 1,700 words.
You were.
Somebody correct them. Tell who
I remember
remembers.
you saying 13.
What?
I remember you saying 13.
Maybe 13 was how it ended, though. Maybe 13 was what it was. Like 1,813 or something like that. There is no way I wrote 1,700 words. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
You now have 3 people telling you
Somebody
that they remember you said 13.
1627 is that? Thank you, Stu. So
Okay, you wrote 400 words.
Yeah,
Still a lot.
Still a lot of still a lot.
no,
A lot of words for 20 minutes. For 20 minutes,
No,
yeah.
yeah,
that's
I'm
a lot.
happy with it. I'm happy with that. Thank you, Stu. Yeah. Yeah, the 1,300 might have been before, like one sprint
Okay.
earlier, before the 45-minute sprint or something like that. I don't know, but well, how'd you do, Catherine?
I did well. I'm still distracted, but it's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna be distracted for a little bit.
Okay.
Renee?
Devisha, how'd you do?
I was just on Instagram scrolling.
Okay. Madison says, just arrived from the Miami Grand Prix. No need to discuss the events. Apparently, Madison's not happy about them, but Katie's person won. So there you go.
Sorry, Madison.
Sayla got 329 words that sprint. Lavender says, I'm at 1636 now. Very nicely done. And Melissa got 382 words for that sprint. I'm like conflicted because I'm at 9%. And so I'm sort of like, but there's just no way. I'm going to die during the next sprint. I'm
Yeah.
going to die. So
I'll keep an eye so that when you do die,
yeah,
sprint's over.
yoink it.
I just yoink it, literally.
Can you stop using that language, please?
My computer is going to die during the next sprint. My computer. She's stressed out of me saying I'm going to die.
Oh.
My computer is going to run out of battery during the next sprint, so the stream will probably be ending during the next sprint. So there's a part of me that's like, let's start the next sprint now, so that way, like, people get in a good amount of sprint. But I'm also like, let's just chat and the
let's
next
just
sprint. And you know what? I will say sometimes these computers, that last 1% is like actually a juicy 10%. Like you can sometimes be at 1% for a lot longer than you should be.
Yeah.
So
It's like they're like trying to warn you way earlier in advance. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it's gonna die, and you're like, no. But that's the whole point today, computer. Sorry.
Yeah. So I do want to like take a bit of a break. I'm actually gonna stand up and walk around. So will you chat with the chat so I can just?
I shall. Jessica made food and started eating that sprint and got 155 words. Stu wants us to just yap. She's crocheting and needs background noise. Lol. So I guess we will yap. Are you going to be doing any work today, Devisha? I know yesterday you were sprint tonight queening me. Would you like to sprint later, or are you not doing any work today?
I'm so glad you asked this because I would love to. I don't have to work tomorrow. So the girl's got a laundry list of things to do.
Amazing. I love it. Which means I think if we're going to go live after this, or sometime after this, that's when I'll be doing my actual words for my actual book that I should be working on. So I'm going to take the rest of whatever we have left to work on the brain rot, and hopefully get it out of my brain enough that it stops distracting me. So that's the plan. Lavender says, do it. Do it. Very appropriate day to say do it. You feel a little better after wandering about? Your
Just got the blood pumping, did some stretching, so I my back because these chairs are comfy, but they're not like sitting them for 3 hours comfy. So
yeah. That's fair. Let me queue up our next Sprinterino. Jessica posted a new timer. Am I allowed to use it even though it isn't Yule themed?
what is it themed? Can I see it?
It is purple florals,
Oh, fun.
which is
Good.
with like a little croissant and some lilacs and some
How pretty.
coffee.
I love lilacs. They're my favorite flower.
Oh my God,
Jess
one of mine
uploaded this?
too. Yes, 14 like literally not 14 minutes ago, but when I saw it was 14 minutes ago. She uploaded this an hour ago.
Lovely.
Thanks, Jessica.
Lovely work. Lovely work, darling. Here, I'll show the people real quick. That's what we're gonna be using.
Barely showed it. It showed up for like less than a second on screen, just FYI.
That was the point. It's just a little tease. You're gonna see it, and who knows if you'll see it for actual 20 minutes though. That's
Yeah.
the gamble.
Because I'm already at 8%.
Your computer said that is a lie. I am done, babe.
Yeah. I am happy that I hit the 2K mark, but it's just disheartening when like I've been working for so long and I just know all the words I'm gonna write are gonna have to get cut and like shifted around. And now I'm like, do I just make this chapter 2 somehow? But I don't know how to then bridge between chapter 1 and this chapter. And it's just that's my problem is that if I'm really thinking about it, maybe my chapter 1 I need to start my book in a different spot. But I am really attached to chapter 1, I have to say.
Here's the thing, Wallace.
End it in a different spot.
Mm.
I'm very attached to the ending of chapter 1. But yeah,
I might say something controversial here, Wallace.
say it. Say controversy things. I like controversy.
I think you need to get all the way to the end fully with every chapter written before you can decide exactly where your book should start
That's
and
fair.
how to bridge certain things. I think I understand
I have written the end. I have written,
but
the
you
last-
haven't written. Have you written the full bridge? Have you written it from?
but like I have the last chapter written.
The full bridge.
You got to write the full bridge, and I feel like only then will you, when you have the full picture, you know how everything comes together and transitions into each other. Will you see what the extraneous things are and where you can pull? Because I'm also suffering the same syndrome of like, oh God, this ending, it's the third act, it's so messy, it's so sloppy, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to fully see how I can connect everything until the full thing is written out, and then I can go back and chop out extraneous stuff.
You're so right. And I'm trying to fight against that, like feeling that sticky feeling by highlighting certain points and being like certain paragraphs. I think I'm like, this could go someplace else, you know, because I'm dealing right now a lot with what I dealt with Tibifoe, which, you know, the artist formerly known as Tibifoe, A Dark and Secret Magic.
Adasm.
That I'm just dealing with the fact that there's so much that I want the audience to know right at the start. And I really don't think I've started it with a lore dump, but then that means a lot of chapter 2 ends up being a lore dump, but it's a lore dump in the context of like a lore dump of dialogue, which is still just a lore dump, right? And so I'm trying to like identify the things that actually maybe we could let the mystery sit for a little longer. Like maybe we don't need the full explanation and full history of the curse and like genealogy of Sophie of like, well, my grandmother died this way, and then my aunt this way, and my mother died like this, and da da da. Well, actually, she never admits what her mother died of, but you know, that's just always inferred until Tiberius says what happened to her mom. So Sophie never says aloud what happens to her mom. So
While we're speaking about it, well, tangentially speaking about Dasm, can I show you my shelf?
yes, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, she's
With the cute bookmark too. That's so cute. Oh wait, is that the special edition right next to it with the?
yes.
That looks so good. Oh my gosh, and another copy of A Dark and Secret Magic on the other side too.
There's 3 copies of Adasm there.
Wow,
It's the Adasm shelf. And if you want the beautiful special edition,
that looks beautiful. Devasha, you
go.
did a great job. Thanks, Katie.
welcome.
Hype me up.
Yeah, the special edition pissed me off, but I got it to work.
Why did it piss you off?
Because it's like a quarter of an inch taller than the other books.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. All right, friends, I'm at 6%. We could just keep chatting, or we could go.
No, wait, this might be funnier. This is the Irish goodbye of streams.
It's true. I like this feels stressful to people though, because they're going to start sprinting and then they're not going to know when it ends. Will you at least tell them that I'm gone, Or are you just gonna end it? Like, how are you gonna know I've gone?
I have you pulled up here. I'm just not gonna I can see when you leave.
Will you at least just break in and tell people bye and then end the stream? So that way people know. I just don't want people to be like, what's happening?
We're wasting precious percentage here.
I am stalling.
Yeah, you are. Go.
I challenge you to get 500 words.